Namaste students, Kushwa Vidya. I, JVM Dr. Vaishnavi, Assistant Professor at the Women's University. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the overview of our metabolism. So when we say metabolism, what's going on in your body right now? You have to see what we eat. That means the first answer may be what we are hungry, we feel like when we run, our muscles are sore, or feel tired, exhausted from the deeper part, the deeper inside, moving the past layer of consciousness and looking at what's going on in our cells actually. That means if you put it inside of any cell of a body, that means to find that it was a remarkable or like a busy or open market life. Like that means a lot of chemical reactions are going on inside your body as alive and functional. That means cells are constantly carried out thousands of chemical reactions in the cell. Okay? Your body as a whole, alive and healthy. These chemical reactions are often linked together in chain or a pathway, and all the chemical reactions that take place inside the cells are collectively called the cell metabolisms. Okay? So to get a sense of complexity of the metabolism, let's take a look at the metabolic diagram. You can see what are the different measures forms in the system, how this metabolic web cells forms and these two were connected. So here the chemical reaction release energy upon and can happen spontaneously without energy input. So in fact, the food you eat is the source of energy used by the cell. So when we see the breakdown of a glucose in a cellular respiration, okay, so here in the cellular respiration, what happens? Many of the cells, including most of the cells of the body, that gets from the glucose, that is the C6H12 and O6, the process of cellular respiration. Okay? So here in the process of cellular respiration, the so here we can see so here as an example, if we take the energy releasing pathway, let's see the cell break down the sugar molecules. So how it breaks down through the cellular respiration. That means during this process, a glucose molecule is broken down gradually into small steps of a reaction. Okay, that means the glucose released, which is captured by the cell in the form of adenosine triphosphate or ATP. And ATP is a small molecule that gives the cell to convenient way or quickly store energy. Okay. So how this energy is stored? Or let's see the chemical breakdown of those cells. That means, see here, the molecules of glucose here. So it is the glucose. So glucose molecule, okay. So glucose molecules when combined with oxygen, okay, and it again break down to carbon dioxide and water and plus energy. Okay. And this process is the your cellular through the process of cellular respiration. Okay. So these take place. So here, the building up of the glucose through photosynthesis. That means how this glucose has came here. That means, for example, the energy required in the metabolic pathway uh, that means sugar like glucose are made up by plant in this process called photosynthesis, and in photosynthesis plants use energy of sunlight to convert the carbon dioxide into the sugar molecules, and the photosynthesis takes place in many small steps. But its overall reaction is just the cellular respiration. So in the photosynthesis, what happens during photosynthesis? This carbon dioxide combined with water forming energy and glucose is formed. Okay? So plant need energy to power the cellular respiration process. So some of the glucose sugar are used by the plant itself. It can also provide food source for animals that may eat the plant life, whereas below or something like glucose will be broken down through cellular respiration and the generating ATP keep the cells running. Okay. So there are two ways like anabolic pathway and the catabolic pathway. So the process of making and breaking down of the glucose molecules as both the examples of metabolic pathway. Okay. So the metabolic pathway is a series of connected chemical reactions that feed on one another. So these pathways take in almost started molecules and these through a series of intermediate converting them into product. Okay. So here the anabolic pathway can be broadly divided into categories based on their effects. That is photosynthetic, which build up the sugar out of the small molecules into a building up of anabolic pathway. In contrast, the cellular respiration breakdowns into smaller molecules and is the breaking down or a catabolic pathway. So the anabolic pathway building complex molecules from simpler one and typically means an input of energy. And the building molecule glucose forms the carbon dioxide is one of the example, and another example includes the synthesis of the protein from the amino acids or getting strands for nucleic acid or the building block. So these biosynthesized processes are critical to the cell of the to take place constantly and use the energy carried by the ATP and the short-term energy storage molecules. So the catabolic pathway involves the breakdown of the complex molecules the one and typically release the energy. So the energy stored in the bond of the complex molecules such as the glucose and the fat is released. So here one of the most important like the chemical reactions in the metabolic pathway do not take automatically out the dynamics. So here the reactive steps facilitate the catalyzed by the protein or enzymes. Thank you. This session is part by 2.0 JVWU Women's University. Therefore, if you have any queries, we will discuss in the problem solving.